'Cause you're a sky, 'cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart. 'Cause you're a sky, 'cause you're a sky full of stars. 'Cause you light up the park. I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do. 'Cause in the sky, 'cause in the sky full of stars, I think I saw you. You're a sky full of stars. I wanna die in your arms. Oh, oh. 'Cause you get lighter the more it gets dark. I'm gonna give you my heart. Oh, I don't care. In a sky full of stars, I think I see you. I think I see you.
And I could take you for a ride. I had a premonition that we fell into a rhythm where the music don't stop for life. Glitter in the sky, glitter in my eyes, shining just the way you like.
Thank you to our jazz band. Hello, my. No, they didn't go.
Hello, my name is Liam Anderson,
And my name is Mai Stone.
and we are here to welcome you to the 2022 8th grade graduation.
I was a little surprised my mom asked us to speak today. Weren't you?
I was, like we haven't done enough as a staff kids over these past 4 years.
I know. Being a staff kid has its challenges. Moving furniture for events, unloading our parents' cars, making summer folders. Child labor, really. Liam, have you ever been paid for any of these things?
No, well, not in cash. I mean, I have a ride to school every day. After 4 long years, we finally don't have to go to work with our moms every single day. Wow. What do you think it's going to be like?
Well, I think it'll be both great. Like maybe our moms will finally get to work on time.
You mean maybe we'll get to school on time? To our moms, we appreciate the sacrifices you make to help raise all the children at CRMS. There have been many staff children and many more to come.
To all the parents and families who have given us all great support throughout these 4 big years of our lives, we thank you. We'd also like to thank the staff at CRMS for supporting us and being such kind and generous people. You have spent extra time making sure we get the assignment done. You don't just hand us papers and say, here, do your work. You always help us learn, and we thank you for that. Thank you for making these 4 years the best they could ever be. Also, a big thank you to families and community members who have been supporting us in our school for many, many years. And we finally thank you to the families and friends for coming out tonight and supporting our class of 2026. Since day one at CRMS, we have felt supported by all the staff here. Teachers, ed techs, our administrators, our office staff, lunch staff. They're all here for us.
Everyone quickly became a part of the CRMS community when we first arrived in 5th grade. Even through COVID making so much really hard, you have all helped make these years the best they could be. Our class was remote for 4 months of our 6th grade year and came back in 7th grade, separated physically and emotionally the whole year. We missed out on a lot. Even if our class has not had it the easiest in these 4 years, we have showed how much we can come together as a community. During our 7th grade year, we were in pods, so we saw the same people every day. So we became sort of like a family, which had its difficulties. In this school, we were given the opportunity to meet our future classmates at Kiev. Some people would say they loved it, and some would say the food could have been better. In May, we finally got the chance to meet our homerooms, which was moderately terrifying, but when we got there, it was so much fun, except for the long walk on Mount Batty. We've had so many great years in this school, and we're excited to make more in our upcoming years. We are going into the high school as the biggest freshman class in the history of Camden Hills. We appreciate all we've done at CRMS. Thanks for your future support. Now I'd like to welcome to the stage Wiley Hickson, who will be performing Sail On his piano.
Open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins.
Forgot about that first line. When we get home, parents. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Thank you for this beautiful weather, which I know we all dreamed about, making sure we could sit outside with a little wind and a little sun. Welcome to our family, friends, and students this evening. And we are live streaming, so we have families over in Europe who couldn't be here tonight with their children, and they're watching us online. So thanks for showing up. I'm Jamie Stone, proud principal of Camden-Rockport Middle School. And today marks the end of an era for me. I'm going to try really hard not to cry. Kate Cohen, where's Kate? Kate came into the office this morning and she said, I drove in and I saw the chairs and I started to cry. And I said, Kate, I haven't even thought about crying. I graduated a senior last week. I'm good. And then on the way over here, it all came out. That's why I have my sunglasses on. So after 8 very, very long years, most of which we can blame on COVID, I will no longer be the biological mother of a student to anybody at CRMS. First time in 8 years. Some of you are leaving behind an even longer legacy as your youngest child is headed to high school. You may have been a part of CRMS long before I was. High school brings so many different new milestones, like learning to drive. I watch in awe and moderate fear every morning as some of your children drive through the pickup loop with their younger sibling. And I think, wow, I remember how they couldn't handle throwing their lunch tray away, but they got a permit and they're driving. So we have talked to putting a guardrail system around that. We haven't needed it yet, but it's in the works. So how did it happen so fast that they earned the keys to the car? Good friends have often told me that once your child gets into high school, you'll blink and it's over. As someone who also graduated their 18-year-old last week, I can tell you they are right. I have no idea how it went so fast. A few notes of advice, mainly for parents, from my experience as a high school mom over the past 4 years. And knowing this class of 2026 pretty well, many since you were about 7 years old. I hope you can let them experience some moments of safe failure before all of a sudden they go off to college and to work. Several of your students have asked me to be a reference for them as they get their first summer jobs, and I'm really excited to be in that role for them. Try not to check Schoology too obsessively. Those of you who already have high school children, that's the grading platform that you may look at a little too often, and I'm going to ask you to try to resist that urge. You might notice that a 92 fell quickly to a 50. And it's probably not that your child didn't turn something in, but instead that the assignment's buried at the bottom of a stack that just hasn't been graded yet. I just saw Mike Pierce laugh. That's happened to Mike, I'm sure. So let your child navigate that situation. Lean in if they need you. Insist that they connect with their teacher and resist the urge to email them on their behalf. It is their work, and I hope you push them really hard to make it their own learning. We're beginning to shift even more power to them in this life that is theirs, that we are a part of. Another lesson learned, the best conversations happen in the car. I imagine most of you might already have that experience with middle schoolers. A few key pieces. Let them choose the music, even if you hate it. Or use it as a bargaining chip. If this, then you can choose. Insist they put their phone away for the full 90-minute ride to Portland. They will ignore you for 30 minutes because they're mad at you. And eventually, they will be bored and talk to you for 60. It will work, trust me. Questions like, how are your friends? Anything crazy happen lately? And the, how are you? Which should definitely come last. Can open up things you never knew were possible. I hope you show up for them every time and time again, even when they tell you not to, in ways that show that you believe they can do really hard things. While we hovered around them when they were toddling around trying to learn how to walk, we were worried they would scrape their knees. The life experiences in the coming 4 years will provide deeper scars and also some larger trophies. This doesn't mean we should save them from getting those scars. In fact, it means we should be there to help them learn how to apply the bandage, how to wipe a tear, and where to ask and how to ask for help. It also means where we are in our ability to it also means that we are there in assisting in the installation of that shelf for their other very large trophies. I tell my kids I'm their biggest supporter, their biggest cheerleader, and their ultimate truth teller. That last one is really hard, but it's what being a parent is all about. Being there for them, not to clear the adversities, but instead to remind them to remember how powerful they are, how far they can really go, and how to ask for and receive help are exactly what we are meant to be as parents. But they have to do the hard work. Families our children have lived through a time we have not experienced in our childhood. The pandemic has allowed them to develop both skills in navigating hard times with creativity and hope, and also developing real and additional worries about why the world is so unpredictable. What I see in this class in front of us is a group of young people who have consistently shown up for each other and faced those bumps, most of the time with grace, occasionally like a bull in a china closet. It hasn't been all rainbows and unicorns, but they know that already because the world showed them early on that life is bumpy, and we should expect it to be, and we can still ride those waves together and have good memories and good times. So on to the important things, students. Are these amazing young people ready to head off to high school, to become the class of 2026? I think it's amazing you'll be the largest class ever to enter the high school. Just a couple weeks ago, Mrs. Norwood's homeroom braved dancing in front of the entire school to Beyonce. You were amazing, by the way. During performance arts class, you appeared on stage before your peers. You said your lines with pride and laughter, singing and dancing, when I know some of you were completely mortified and outside your comfort zone, and your faces never showed that. You held space for each other with some cheers and a few tears as you shared your slam poems in Mrs. Hamlin's class this spring, sharing both joy and pain. And these are just a few of the small moments we've had in the last couple months. You continue to show courage, and you've discovered your voices here at CRMS and some of your dance moves. And most of the time, you have righted your wrongs and made amends when you've made mistakes, and that means you have grown. For this, I believe you are ready. So in closing, students, please remember your roots here at CRMS, the many lessons you are taking away. We will always be part of your story, as you have been part of ours. The pandemic taught us how much we need each other and how much better we can be when we're all in this together. You matter and you are loved anytime you walk onto our campus. We hope you swing by and say hello and share some of your good news. It's been interesting, it's been fun, it's been an opportunity to learn and grow like we never knew we could. Sail on, schooners. Thank you. So I have the pleasure of announcing someone who's going to do a much better job than I have done tonight in sharing a little bit of her with you. She wrote this poem for this evening. I couldn't have thought of a better person to go to when I needed someone to perform, and I want to welcome to the stage Madeline Prescott.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm Maddie Prescott, and I wrote a slam poem, and it's called We Are. And I really hope that you enjoy it, because I put a lot of myself and a lot of my time into it, and I really hope that you can enjoy it. Thank you. Since the moment that we are born, we are taught the difference between right and wrong, good and evil, achievement versus failure. We are growing constantly, and we are changing rapidly. And our brains are expanding from what once only had to comprehend shapes and colors to shaping who we are as human beings, to deciding how we're going to be contributing to society, trying to create analogies to the mysteries within ourselves that we cannot seem to solve without guidance. We are learning how to love and how to welcome good, the natural fascination that we have with our emotions, curiosity, empathy, apathy, the compulsion and passion that only grows stronger as we age, the magnetic field of interest that we cannot seem to fully engage, suppression and expression, praise and obsession, the irrevocable enchantment of our own minds follows us wherever we go. And when you begin the search for individuality, nothing interrupts the flow. The search for our soul is one that will never end. We are changing. The world around us is changing, and our brains that were once wired to follow are rearranging. We're the beginning of the new end. We are a fresh page. We are the blank slate that our world needs so desperately. We can be the antidote. While we might be blind to it today, whether we choose tomorrow to realize it or not, we are the future. We have the power of change. The good that our generation can seek is not far in range. We seek for morality in the light and dark, and once we find it, there is nothing in this world that can burn out the spark that we create with our soul, that we create inside. But if it finds itself lost out of fear, we will hide. But we are stronger than that, and we are stronger than most. We don't have to hide in the dark. We don't have to surrender at the thought of rejection. We don't have to cower at the sight of perfection, but rather admire the beauty in it. But rather aspire to obtain it, to fall and to fail, because we can handle it. We are anything but frail. We can handle the thoughts and we can handle the sights, because we do not dwell in the past, but stride for the future, because the future is now. And there is no one thing stopping us, because it's our own minds that we must allow to flourish and expand, because we are not puppets on a string, and the future is in our hands. Thank you.
Don't worry, I'm not speaking again. Maddie, you're phenomenal. I cannot wait to watch you for the next 4 years in high school. You're just going to rock that stage at the Strom. I cannot wait. Next, I'd like to welcome to the stage Olive Walker with our main speech.
I hopped off the plane at LAX with a dream, my cardigan. Welcome to the land of fame excess. Am I gonna fit in? Jumped in a cab, here I am for the first time. Look to my right and I see
Hi, that's going to be really difficult to follow. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for attending our 8th grade promotion. My name is Olive Walker, and I am one of the many students here tonight who will be bidding farewell to this building and these staff members with whom we have shared so many memories. These memories are what I will be addressing tonight. Quite frankly, it would be wrong to call the 4 years we've spent together anything but a turbulent ride, an absolute roller coaster. Our normal 5th grade year was followed by 6th grade lockdown, then 7th grade, when we were divided by masks and encompassed by the fear of catching and spreading COVID. We have concluded this hectic journey with 8th grade, a school year with its own challenges. However, I believe it best to begin at the birth of our middle school pilgrimage, 5th grade. I arrived at CRMS halfway through the year after a brief period of attending a separate school. Needless to say, my decision to return to the Camden-Rockport School District was a fabulous one. I was quickly welcomed and easily incorporated into the mass of my peers. My feelings of tranquility during those busy 5th grade days was only ever threatened when I had to walk through the 7th and 8th grade wings. The journey to FCS was assuredly a treacherous one. However, in time, I was able to devote myself to the main attractions of the day, lunch and recess. Each day, we dashed out of the heavy wooden doors of the MET building and joined our friends on the rusted metal playground equipment. Then we'd make our way into the cafeteria, squeezing ourselves into the booths and hoping that the teacher on lunch duty wouldn't notice the extra person on one bench. After our restless days of being 5th graders came to an end, we returned to school and marveled at the haircuts and inches of height that differed in our classmates. 6th grade opened up so many opportunities. For instance, the number of teachers we spent time with increased from being 1 or 2 to 5. It became difficult to keep up. However, once we had developed our ability to arrive to classes with ease, our social studies teacher threw an obstacle at us, the 6th grade sweatshop. We participated in a labor simulator, entering a sweltering classroom in which our ears immediately began to ring. The sound of an engine played interminably from a large speaker at the front of the class. We worked tirelessly, creating paper doll after paper doll, witnessing how a weak link in an assembly line had the potential to destroy our success. It was an amazing experience, as we were completing it as a collective group. This was one of the first demonstrations of how strong our class is, and how much we can accomplish together. Shortly thereafter, the school was shut down and Zoom calls opened up, driving a wedge deeply between us and our learning opportunities. After pressing the red Leave Meeting button one final time, our 6th grade year was over. 7th grade was definitely one for the books. Not only did we arrive at school wearing masks and doused in hand sanitizer, we entered an entirely new piece of architecture. The atmospheres of the MET building and the school we are seated before tonight are beyond comparison. We had previously walked through halls that had creaking floors and an occasional bucket to catch the water spouting from the ceiling after a storm. Whereas, in 7th grade, we strode into school and observed the opposite. We entered an untouched structure, one that many of my peers would initially see as without character. However, we would see the school come to life and build character, just as we have over these 4 years. Oh boy, it's a windy night. Just as we have over these 4 years. We are, as many of us are, unequivocally characters. This became quite apparent on April 1st of 2021. I'll begin with music class. Music class took place in the theater, and we'd instructed 2 classmates to go and find their usual seats on the stage to create a distraction, a conversation with our teacher. The rest of the class would file in through the door silently and huddle at the back of the theater behind the final row of seats. Roughly 10 minutes had passed, and then we decided to jump out from behind the seats. We did, and were greeted by a very irked teacher. Our next pranks somehow required even less imagination. And when instead of participating in social studies, we squeezed ourselves into the tight quarters of the bathroom stalls and waited to be found. We were discovered within minutes because of our inability to be silent. This resulted in a lecture that was immediately forgotten. We concluded our April Fool's Day by staging a walkout of sorts, where once commanded to do so by a classmate, one by one, we would file out of the lab and down the hall. It's safe to say that April Fool's is more enjoyable for the students than the faculty, and thus I give the 7th grade teachers our sorries for last April Fool's Day. We started our 8th grade year on a high note by attending Kiev. Kiev gave us exposure to fellow 8th graders who attended the other schools that we would be blended with in the coming years. However, if I'm entirely genuine, the transition from 7th to 8th grade classes was a bit more difficult than expected. We went from spending little to no time on homework to devoting quite a bit more, especially with the numerous reading responses that required writing. At a quick glance, 8th grade seemed like nothing but a perpetual pattern of completing schoolwork and attending classes. Yet we had our moments of unexpected adventures and learnings. Thus, I'd like to recognize a few of the accomplishments of our class. In FCS, we completed a series of tests to determine a career path for which we would be suited. And I was shocked to learn that one of my peers was not identified as a future barber, as he had given one of our teachers a fabulous haircut this year, all because of a bet, of course. Yet all of us proved to be extremely skilled in surprising areas this past year. In fact, we all made an acting or performance debut as we produced plays. This required learning lines, using various props, and making sound effects, all while overcoming many obstacles together. We completed our 8th grade journey with a chaotic yet extremely enjoyable rafting trip just yesterday, beginning with a very early morning and ending many bug bites and rafting adventures later with a sleepy trip home. I'm so grateful and so proud to be standing here. I appreciate the teachers and staff members who have not only made my middle school experience so enjoyable, but also guided me through what I will come to remember as some of the best, although difficult years. Thank you to the staff and educators here at Camden-Rockport Middle School, and thank you to my peers as well. All of you are another piece of the whole that creates the wonderful CRMS community, and I cannot express how grateful I am to be embarking on our voyage to high school with the majority of you next year. I will leave you all with a quote by American naturalist John Burroughs. If you think you can do it, you can. I, for one, think that we can make this change of schools with ease, as I am fully confident in our abilities. Thank you. Now I'd like to welcome to the stage Miss Elfie Owen to recognize our Secretary of State Citizenship Award.
Oh, nice choice. Okay. Hello, my name is Elfie Owen, and I'm a math teacher here at CRMS. I've also been fortunate to be the faculty advisor for the Environmental Club this year. And when I was asked by Mrs. Stone to present this Secretary of State Award, I felt honored to do so. This year's Secretary of State Award winner is a steady presence in the world of activism. 8th grader Laura Reardon has actively supported the formation of an environmental club here at Camden-Rockport Middle School. Most recently, the environmental club is working to combat fast fashion, and in the past have pushed for issues like single-use plastics to be removed from CRMS. The group is actively seeking ways to include a school garden and continue connecting our students to nature. Laura is also one of our student members involved in carrying out our One Less Worry program at CRMS. This program provides feminine products for students in each of our restrooms, reducing the financial strain and social stigma that can come with accessing these supplies. Laura actively engages in local movements and advocacy held by regional leaders and our very own high school leaders. She consistently shows strong commitment to making progress, both environmentally and socially. Laura is a gentle leader who is thoughtful, passionate, and not afraid to listen or to lead. We look forward to watching Laura lead even more fully as she moves into high school. For these and other reasons, we are pleased to present the Secretary of State's 8th Grade Citizenship Award for 2022 to Laura Reardon. I need to invite the next person on the stage. Who is it? Mrs. Stone.
We'll blame it on the wind. Okay, I'm here tonight to present two Principal Award winners for their commitment to being amazing, engaged, and phenomenal students in their time at Camden-Rockport Middle School. The Principal Award winners are two students who show a consistent and focused commitment to engaging in their education fully while they're here at CRMS. They show strong character, not just when things are good, but also when times are hard. Our Principal Award winners role model our core values of kindness, grit, self-control, and responsibility. They're leaders who positively impact others and make our community a stronger and safe space for all. It's a pretty tall order for such young people. Although each year I have a really hard time choosing because there are easily 10 to 15 students who never even make a sideways step, which is just a remarkable thing. Just so you know, I wasn't one of those students in middle school, so I'm in awe of you. Leadership takes many forms in middle school, and for this young man, it has looked like several years of active service. From the early days, he has stood out, sometimes wearing a tie or even a suit coat, keeping pace with our previous assistant principal, Mr. Smith, on his style points. He wasn't just dressing the part, though. He was dressing for the leadership he carries in his heart. When the pandemic hit, he began a podcast to talk about important issues. He set up an office at home and tried to connect to others and keep our students connected to each other. Over the years, he's given time to projects for our school like Spirit Week, ensuring last year that we were inclusive of every remote student and they would feel like they belong at CRMS. He's charismatic and thoughtful and committed to being an integral part of bringing people together and takes two of our core values in particular, kindness and responsibility, to a whole new level. I feel confident that wherever he puts his energy at Camden Hills or in the outside world, good things will happen. He's made an incredibly positive impact on CRMS during his time here. He also will be our class of 2026 student representative at Camden Hills. So it's a double win. Congratulations to Connor Howland, our 2022 Principal Award winner. In my dreams, Connor becomes a principal someday. Sometimes when students come to CRMS during their middle school career, their presence is quickly felt. We have lots of new students who move here each year. If we're lucky, this is felt because they make the school a better place and add a lot of positive energy, and this is true of our next Principal Award winner. When this young leader arrived, she was vocal about how excited she was to be here and grateful for our community. She was quick to stop and tell me in the hallway how different our school was from the one she had before. And sometimes I'd ask her, why did it matter? What was so different? Just so I could learn from her. And she always had the patience to stop and tell me more about what happened there and also how we could do things better. She sees things, I lost my place. She also has ideas of things that we could do to be more equitable and fair for all students. She settled in and made friends quickly. Right away, her smile and joy spread to her friend group, and everybody walked a little prouder with a little bit more of a smile. She created more leaders. She joined in activities and athletics and friendships that stretched her. Some were not things that she felt particularly good at, but she laughed and tried hard every time she showed up. She's always willing to do new things, and when she joins the group is better, whether it's a sport team or a friendship. This young woman is thoughtful and caring and wise beyond her years. I think it's good luck when I have a ladybug on me. Rising above life's challenges with grace, she shows us life is truly what you make of it, not just what happens to you. She's quick to tell the truth, speak up for what she views as just, and she never hesitates to ask for and expect change. I really love students with that authority, even when she's asking me to make things better here. Look out, world, for this young leader, Ruth Weiss, as you move into high school. I hope you keep your clarity, your courage, and your drive to expect more from those people around you. Thank you for making CRMS a better place, and congratulations on being our Principal Award winner. I'll give you a hug. Ruth was shaking a little bit. She's never nervous. Boss Lady Ruth. Congratulations to our Principal Award winners, and at this time, we are going to begin awarding our promotion certificates. I'd like to welcome Mr. Watts and Ms. Friesland and her homeroom up front to join me.
Adela Brainerd. Mason Dean. Daniel Dearborn. John Gray. Nikki Heald. Kendall Heyer. Wiley Hickson. Olivia Johns. Jade Larrabee. Braden Lawrence. Trying to get him to smile.
Stare longer.
Xavier Mazzeo. Calder Meal. Pierce Novacek. Laura Riordan. Burke Sabatini. Elida Trumbauer. Brennan Wright. And now I'd like to call up Mrs. Hamlin's homeroom and Mrs. Hamlin.
Used to keep it cool, used to be a fool, all about the bounce in my step. Watch it on the news, what you gonna do? I could hit refresh and forget. Used to keep it cool. Should I keep it light, stay out of the fight?
Sideways, face your families while you're waiting. Thanks. There you go. Looking awesome.
Simon Bishop. Colton Duke. Reagan Emery. Miles Gupta. Poppy Johansson. Steph Keith. Brian Leonard. Devin McCoy. Eli McElwain. Cicely Paradiso. Hollis Schwalm. Max Sieber. Sam Tooley. Aaliyah Turner. Dana Lee Walsh. Nice. Luca Winges. Kai Young. I almost forgot. Please welcome to the stage Jacob Eichenlaub and his homeroom.
Yeah! Let's give it some more. 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 You guys ready? Let's give it some more. Lucas Fogg. Mark Galvez. Jasper Hackett. Frank Quinn Hoppin. Evan Kimball. Barlow Marshall. Mac Pierce. William Proshaw. Mayumi Coulter. Sienna Scordino. Leah Tobinger. Brady Trenier. Clara Vangiatis. Benjamin Williams. Can I say King? King Lilywood. And now we'll have Leah Percy and her homeroom.
Hi, you guys. Over here. Here we go. Yep.
It's about right. It's about right. Yeah.
It's about right, Miss Percy.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Teague Buchanan.
Working on it. Every day. Working on it.
Every day.
Way to go, Teague. Congratulations.
Wyatt Butcher.
There you go, Wyatt.
Blake Christie.
Way to go, Blake. Congratulations.
Bennett Cohen.
Way to go, Bennett.
Jensen Cook.
Way to go, Jensen. Congratulations. Right here. There you go.
Walter Field.
It's you. You get to go.
Garrett Hall.
There you go. There you go, Garrett.
Sophie Helmsetter.
Way to go, Seth. Nice job.
Katie Grace Kimball.
There you go, Katie Grace.
Will Laidlaw.
Good job, Will. Congratulations.
Oliver Lee.
Way to go, Oliver. Congratulations.
Wesley Mayhorn.
Way to go, Wes. Nice job.
Haley Orn.
Way to go, Haley.
We'll give it a try. We'll give it a try. Maya Stone. We'll try it. We'll try it. Bodie Traska.
Oh, okay. It was very easy.
Ruth Weiss. I'd like to invite up Marcia Norwood's homeroom.
Just shoot for the stars. If it feels right, then aim for my heart. If you feel like it, take me away and make it okay. I swear I'll behave. You wanted control, so we waited.
Okay. Ready? All right. Liam Anderson. Levi Booker. Ethan Cohen. Gabriella DeStefano. Mackenzie Dillon. Good job, girl. Graham Egada. Blake Emery. Oh. All right. Close enough. Pearl Hedstrom. I got it. Asher Horvath. All right, I got that one. Peyton Masonoff. Mary Lou Mayhorn. Charlotte Milos. Sorry about that. Madeline Prescott. Luke Tobias. Ashlyn Whitcomb. All right, buddy. Bridger Whitbeck. You made it. And now we'd like to welcome up Erin Henderson's homeroom.
Miami me lo confirmó. Gente de zona. Puerto Rico me lo regaló. Dominicana ya repito. Y del Caribe somos tú y yo. Y se tomó la gozadera. Miami me lo confirmó. El que me confirmó. Y el arroz con habichuela.
Face your family. Thank you. Okay. Abby, come this way, honey.
Okay, Abby Aldrich Peacock. Sasha Borodanko. Maddie Cronkite. Aiden Hendron. Connor Howland. Elora Hunt. Lily Johnson. Trevor Johnson. Henry Pixley. Oh. Kara Rothwell. Sam Tumith. Natalie Turner Watts. Riley Turner Watts. Olive Walker. Great job, Olive. Bella Wickenden. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. Okay, I'd like to invite to the stage our closing speakers, Ethan Cohen and Walter Field.
My name is Ethan, and I'm a part of the Camden Hills class of 2026. I'm here to give some final remarks to close this wonderful celebration of the 8th grade promotion. I would first like to thank all of our peers, staff, and everyone else who made this journey through CRMS so enjoyable. I don't know about you, but when I talk to other adults and other people, they would always tell me about how terrible their middle school years were. But here at CRMS, I would believe that most of us, including myself, have loved our time here at this school. We have grown so much from the beginning. We have overcome challenges like COVID, and all the while, CRMS has retained the love, compassion, and spirit it proudly possesses. When I talk about CRMS in this way, I have to point out who and how it was made possible. We have an amazing group of staff who support us, care for us, and ultimately want to see us succeed. I would like to thank our staff for giving their all and dedicating time and committing to my classmates and me. You were the ones who made mine and hopefully everyone else's years at CRMS so enjoyable. I am also certain that you will continue to do the same for years and years of students to come. I would also like to thank all of you, the 8th grade class, for coming along on this journey. Whether you've been here for all 4 years or just a few, it does not matter. You have made it to the end here at CRMS, and the next adventure is just on the horizon. I know that the coming year at Camden Hills, or wherever you might be going, will bring about a lot of change. And if CRMS has prepared me and you for anything, it is this transition. High school is just another piece of our learning adventure, and I have total confidence that this 8th grade class will succeed and thrive during high school. Now, I would like to conclude by wishing you all a great summer, and I hope that you get some very well-deserved rest. And when that day in September arises, that we will all be ready for a new beginning. Thank you to the families, friends, and teachers who have come to celebrate the 8th grade promotion. Thank you.
It will work. Hi, my name is Walter Field, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to close the 8th grade ceremony of the graduating class of 2026. It is over, finally. Our years at Camden-Rockport Middle School have come to an end. Thank you and goodbye. That is what we will say to the staff who have taught us how to grow as students and as people these last 4 years. But can we really just say thank you? Is that enough? These people have actually risked their lives to give us the education we need to succeed in our society. The fate of the future was put on the shoulders of educators around the globe because we are the future. And with perseverance, endurance, and a whole lot of hand sanitizer, our teachers pulled through. It is said that in any storm, you can find what is peace, or at least what looks like it. The administration, or the mitochondria of our school, I hope I'm using that right, Mr. Dieter, has given the assurance not only to us, the students, but also to our parents and to our teachers that we can weather any storm that swirls our way. Winston Churchill once said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Keep this in mind in high school and in all your future endeavors. There will be mistakes, but it is how you continue that matters. I'd like to thank all of you, teachers, staff, family, and friends, for coming and celebrating this achievement with us. It is because of you and your support that we stand here today. Thank you.
I would now like to welcome up Ms. Stone to close this wonderful evening.
Okay, we're going to do a little something different we didn't plan today because I think it was the high school graduation. I thought it was a great idea. So before I introduce the class of 2026 formally, I want to say a few quick things, and then I'm going to have all the students come up and line up right in front of me around this circle, and then I will announce the class 2026. So stay right here. After our ceremony today, we are going to have our 8th grade slideshow on play in the Bisbee Theater. It is about 13, 14 minutes in length on loop. Our students are going to have a chance to see it later this week. So if you have rush away dinner plans or you get distracted by taking too many pictures and you miss it, that's okay. I think we're also okay, Mr. McKenzie, to send that link out to parents to view. eventually. So you might want to get into Bisbee Theater. The school building is also open. Many of you have not seen the school. It is amazing. We are so grateful for having a building that reflects the joy and the vibrance and creativity of our students. So please come in and walk through. Maybe your students want to show you some of their classrooms or places they had really wonderful memories over the last couple years here. So I just want to let you know that it's open for business as long as you want to stay. So if I could at this time welcome all the students up front, and if you guys could just stand right on the inside of this curb facing out. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to count down from 5. You're going to find a spot. 4. You're going to make it happen. 3. You can do it. 2. Somebody let Kai in. 1. Congratulations to the class of 2026. Throw your stole.
Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart. Cause you're a sky full of stars. Cause you lie.